हरे कृष्ण। ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. So we're discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto. Here the activities of Bharat Maharaj. So how he got attached to the deer. So this is a very nice, instructive 8th chapter. We will try to understand what mistake Bharat Maharaj made and how we should save ourselves from such mistakes after coming to bhakti. And this arrangement of the Lord to help us understand how dangerous it is to be little bit neglectful also. And it happens for such great people. So for us also there is every possibility. And now we see this is he could have told, like Sukhdev Goswami could have told that Bharat Maharaj got attached, but he is also writing the poetry of Bharat Maharaj. So to make us know that this is how a person who is affected by lust behaves. He is writing poetry, and we are supposed to write poetry on Lord, but we write poetry on the lust of this world. Oh, this woman is beautiful, and no, all the film songs, all the poetry, all the novels, and all is describing the beauty of this material world, which is not that it is not beautiful, but it is temporary and it is fleeting, and to some extent it is illusory also, because when uh, the love is blind, they say. So even though the woman may be not very beautiful, but a person who got attached to it, because the cupid has released the arrow and it pierces the heart of that person, he will start feeling that woman very attractive. We may think, in what way she is attractive to him. So, in the college, if we have experience, some boy and girl are in relationships. So we see it looks quite funny, how this they are attracted to each other. What is there to attract? So, but that happens because the Cupid has released the arrow and that person got affected and he starts writing poetry. And previously, there was so much poetry and all. Nowadays, also, they have in the WhatsApp, they may be writing some poetry and all. So, why this happens is because the illusion is, or the illusion cover ups. And you see here, Bharat Maharaj has, he's also writing that. Alas, when the sun rises, all auspicious things begin. Unfortunately, they have not begun for me. The sun god is the Vedas personified, but I have bereft of all Vedic principles. The sun god is now setting. You, the poor animal who trusted me since its mother died, has not returned. So previously also he wrote so much poetry explaining the beauty of this animal. And we may think, what is so special about a deer? But here Bharata Maharaj got attached. So, and it is said that if a a pig likes piglets, they look very beautiful to it. And a crow will like the crow also. Crow, small children. So we may think how. Actually, this is the arrangement created by Lord to make them attractive, and so that they will be taken care. Like children, they look very cute. Yesterday, I mean, yesterday one devotee I was taking him around temples. He said, Proji, these monkeys look very nice, but they behave very badly. So the small monkeys, they look very cute, but they're very mischievous. Why the Lord created like that? So that they get the attention and affection. They look innocent and helpless. So immediately the compassion in the heart is awakened for the living entity. If you see any small child or anybody who they look very innocent and helpless and very uh, very pleasing, so that they get attention, and then they, because that is needed for their growth, especially for human form. Other animals, no, they can stand on their own and do the things very fast within few hours. Only humans, we need quite a long time to survive on our own. That is the need. That is the reason children are created so cute and everything. And then later we see that uh, here Bharat Maharaj is so nicely attracted to this form of the deer, and the deers are like pet animals, the cats and puppies and deers. They are very, when they are very small, they are very attractive. And Bharat Maharaj, somehow of all the places, he got attracted to it, and it's interesting. The main reason is, one of the reason is alone, so that's the risk. You, nobody is there to tell. My dear Bharat Prabhu, Radhanand Maharaj tells this. Maybe you are too attached to this dear. So, and Prabhupada's writing, the sun is described as the eye of Supreme Lord. Yaschak Kruyas Savita Sakala Grahana. So Bharat lamented that Maharaj Bharat lamented that although the sun was going to set due to poor animals' absence, he could not find anything auspicious. Bharata considered himself most unfortunate for due to animals' absence. There was nothing auspiciousness for him in the presence of sun. So, uh, and this is actually what happens to people who fall in love. They also, when they are separated from their beloved, they have to go, and or they die or they break ups and all. Why the songs are very famous? There will be all the movies and all, there will be separation songs. They are feeling separation from their beloved. And anytime you write a song, it is going to be a hit. If you can really touch the feeling. Because all the time people are in separation of someone. Means not all, many of them. There will be separation of somebody. So immediately they can relate to it. This is how this creation is made. They are having breakups, or they have to live separately, or something or other will be there. And heart is not going to be satisfied. People don't understand, even they are with their beloved and for a long time, they'll get bored with them, or they don't get the same amount of satisfaction. So it is not possible for any living entity to satisfy the heart. That should be known very clearly. We may try any things. All the things we are trying to satisfy the heart only. But heart cannot be satisfied if there is no Krishna. And you may write any number of songs and separation songs, and people compose so nicely all these beautiful songs and many, many hit movies. But it won't work actually, because Krishna is not there. We are all separated from Krishna. And here we see this deer is exactly like a prince. When will it return? When will it again display its personal activities, which are so pleasing? When will it again pacify a wounded heart like mine? Certainly, much have I certainly must have no pious asserts. Otherwise, that deer would have returned by now. So he's telling, see, wounded heart. So that is the point. Our heart is always wounded because we are actually not having Krishna. That's why it is wounded. Out of strong affection, the king accepts the small deer as if it were a prince. This is called moha. So, due to his anxiety over deer's absence, the king addressed the animal as though it were his son. Out of affection, anyone can be addressed as anything. So, Prabhupada is making fun. So, this is actually uh, what people, why they want to get attached, because that is the way to enjoy for general people. So they don't know any other way of enjoying other than this. And then they continue enjoying, uh, like even such big people also, they need some relationship, some affection. because the relationship directly go into the heart. What we get from relationship, it directly enters the heart, and people want to get some nice pleasure from it, which is only with Krishna happens, fortunately. So next is alas, the small deer, while playing with me, with closed eyes, would circumambulate me due to anger arising from love, and it would fearfully touch me with the points of his soft horns, which felt like drops of water. So for this, and Swami, instead of he's just telling all the details also how he's feeling. Such an embarrassment for a big great personality like Bharat Maharaj is getting caught up with this, and you are knowing the details of how he is behaving. But still, Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is writing to benefit us. Like say, if a person is attached to a wrong woman, and then all the details of what he's talking to her, the mails or the WhatsApp chat with her, if it is revealed, it's so embarrassing for that person. Arre, I did a wrong relation, and this fellow is revealing all the things which I spoke to her. But here, Bhartamara's secrets, he is alone there in the forest. Nobody is hearing, and he's speaking to it. But Sudeva Goswami could know what all he spoke, and he's telling also because he knows it is going to benefit the living entities. And after that, Bharata Maharaj, he's realized he becomes Jadabharta, and he will not mind. He will not go and ask Sukadeva Goswami in future, why did you tell about my personal chat to the world? So he will not do that. So that is the point. Uh, so here we are seeing that, but it is now King Bharata considered his meditation false. While engaged in meditation, he was actually thinking of his deer, and he would feel great pleasure when the animal pricked him with the points of his horns. Feeling a feeding meditation, the king would actually think of the animal, and this would be a sign of his downfall. Actually, very important, the rasa cannot be with other species. This we discussed also. Whatever activity the deer is doing, we will not know because he is considering it as love of the deer, but the rasa is only between the same species. That should be very clear. It is not possible with rasa with other animals. People keep the dog and they feel some rasa, but dog just needs food and it needs some security. Then it becomes loyal. So it is dog is also attached, but it cannot have rasa. Rasa is same species only. So this should be very clear. So Bharat Maharaj is assuming some rasa here, but it is not correct. So then he says further that when I placed all the sacrificial ingredients of kusha grass, the deer, when playing, would touch the grass with its teeth and thus pollute it. When I uh, when I chastise the deer by pushing it away, it would immediately become fearful and sit down, motionless, exactly like a son of a saintly person. Thus, it would stop its play. Bharat Maharaj was constantly thinking of the activities of deer, forgetting that such meditation and diversion of attention was killing his progress in spiritual achievement. And this is happening regularly, actually. So, uh, so there is a question: can we compose songs in the separation from Krishna, or else sing the ones written by acharyas? We can compose, no problem. But that is between us and Krishna. We should not publish it. We should not publish our personal songs to Krishna because that is not that can be done by very great elevated souls, acharyas and gurus. We can write songs, but we should not post in social media to get popularity. You may share with your very close friends and devotee friends, and who are not going to put in social media. When we are composing songs and putting in social media, then there is some question. Acharyas, when they are writing, they just wrote it. They don't want it to publish or anything. We want to publish it so that we get benefit, and we want others also to get benefit. But Acharyas never had that intention to like Prabhupada is writing a song in Jaladuta. He never thought that the songs Mark and Bhagavad Dharma and all. He never thought that this is going to be published and future thousands of devotees going to sing. He just wrote his heart. So in that way, if you are writing our heart and expressing to Krishna is not wrong. You can share with one of your very close, intimate devotees, but not for publishing. I'll write songs and I'll publish Sharanagati too from my side. So that is not means uh, that is not very much recommended. So that's not a problem. And means any activity, na, action is not a problem. The intention behind will be the problem. When we are doing action, we should judge our action. When others are doing action, we should judge their intention. So that is so we should be careful. So anyway, Bharat Maharaj was constantly thinking. This is where the problem comes, and I am also guilty of it. Now, news sometimes is what is happening in the war, this, that. Some news is very attractive, but that is actually the downfall because it is forgetting that such meditation and diversion of attention was killing his progress in spiritual achievement. So we may also lose our spiritual achievements if we are trying to be update with what is happening in the world. It is dangerous because we are not able to absorb in Krishna. That's why. After speaking like a madman in this way, you see, Sukadeva Goswami is only telling, he's speaking like a madman, and everybody is going to speak like a madman if they are attached. Maharaj Bharata got up and went outside. Seeing the footprints of the deer on the ground, he praised the footprints out of love, saying, "Oh, unfortunate Bharata, your austerities and penances are very insignificant compared to the penance and austerities undergone by this earth planet. Due to the earth's severe penance, the footprints of this deer, which are small, beautiful, most of poetry here, the hints from Maharaj. Such nice poetry. So he's telling that what austerities and penance that are done by the earth planet due to the severe penance, the ends of this who just a second. Wait. Yeah, I'm sorry. There is some network issue. I'm in Vrindavan. So – There are so many kleshas. There is network klesha also. Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, and Adi Wi-Fi kleshas and Adi network kleshas. Will not get network. So yeah, now so this series of footprints show a person like me who am beard beware due to loss of the deer. How the animal have passed through the forest and how I can regain my lost wealth by these footprints. This land has become a proper place for Brahmanas who desires heavenly planet or liberation to execute sacrifices to the demigods. It is said that when a person becomes overly involved in loving affairs, he forgets himself as well as others. He forgets how to act, how to speak. It is said that once when a man's son was blind since birth, the father, out of staunch affection for the child, named him Padmalochana or lotus side. This is the situation arising from blind love. Bharat Maharaj gradually fell into this condition due to his material love for the deer. It is said in Smriti Shastras, Yasmin deshe mruga krishnas tasmin dharman ivodata. That track of land wherein the footprints of a black deer can be seen is to be understood as a suitable place to execute religious rituals. Wow. Uh, so, Shastras are glorifying the deers in this way. And now he says, Maharaj Bharata continued to speak like a madman, seeing above his head the dark mark of the rising moon, which resembled a deer. He said, can it be that the moon, who is so kind to an unhappy man, might also be kind upon my deer, knowing that it has strayed from home and has become motherless? This moon has given the deer shelter near itself, just to protecting from the fearful attack of a lion. So I don't want to make many comments on on, on what a boy writes on girl. People may get offended, but I'll just read the translation. After perceiving the moonshine, Maharaj Bharata continued speaking like a crazy person. He said, this dear son was so submissive and the dear to me that due to its separation, I am feeling separation from my own son. Due to the burning fever of this separation, I am suffering as if inflamed by a forest fire. My heart, which is like the lily of the land, is now burning. Seeing me so distressed, the moon is certainly sparkling its shining nectar upon me, just as a friend throws water on another friend which has a high fever. In this way, the moon is bringing me happiness. So now we'll see what Prabhupada is. According to Ayurvedic treatment, Prabhupada is giving treatment. It is said that if one has high fever, someone should splash him with water after gargling this water. It is said that the fever subsides. In this way, just put water in your mouth and gargle it and splash it on the person who is having fever. Although Bharat Maharaj was so aggrieved due to separation of his so-called deer, he thought that the moon was splashing gargled water on him from its mouth, and thus this water would subside his high fever, which was raging due to separation from the deer. Wow. So, to treatment. So, there is a hit for Ayurvedic treatment. So, then what happened is Sukadeva Goswami continued. My dear king, in this way, Bharat Maharaj, overwhelmed by an uncontrolled desire, manifested in the form of the deer. Due to the fruitive results of his past deeds, he fell down from his mystic austerities and worship of the Supreme Lord. If it were not due to his masterful activities, how could he have been attracted the deer, after giving up possession of his own son and family, considering them stumbling blocks on the path of spiritual life. How could he show such uncontrollable affection for a deer? This was definitely due to his past karma. See, past good karma is making him fall. That is the point. The king was so engrossed in petting the main and maintaining the deer that he fell down from his spiritual activities. In due course of time, insurmountable death, which is compared to venomous snake, has entered the hole created by a mouse, situa- situated its behind him. As will be seen in the later verse, Bharat Maharaj at the time of death would be forced to accept the body of deer due to his attraction for the deer. In this regard, the question may be raised: how can a devotee be affected by his past misconduct and vicious activities? The Brahma Samhita it said, Karmani nirdanti kintu cha bhakti bhajam. For those engaged in devotional service, bhakti bhajam, the past results of the results of past deeds are indefinable, indefined. According to this, Bharat Maharaj could not be punished for his past misdeeds. The conclusion must be that Maharaj Bharata purposefully became more addicted to the deer and neglected his spiritual advancement. To immediately rectify his mistake, for a short time he was awarded the body of a deer. This was just to increase his desire for mature devotional service. Although Bharat Maharaj was awarded the body of an animal, he did not forget what had previously happened due to his purposeful mistake. He was very anxious to get out of his dear body, and this indicates that his affection for devotional service was intensified. So much so that he was quickly to attain in a Brahmana in the next life. It was with this conviction that was declared in our Back to Godhead magazine, the devotees like the Goswamis living in Vrindavan who purposely commit some sinful activities are born in the bodies of dogs, tortoise in the holy dham. Thus, they take on these lower forms for a short while, and after they give up those animal bodies, they are again promoted to the spiritual world. Such punishment is only for a short period, and it is not due to past karma. It may appear to be due to past karma, but it is offered to rectify the deer and bring him to pure devotional service. So, such a very, very wonderful purpose. We should all try to understand what Prabhupada is trying to tell. The main point is it is to help them intensify their bhakti. So he was feeling little neglectful. He was getting attracted to this deer. Lord thought this fellow is wasting his time. So immediately he gave him the body of a deer. And then he understood, Array, what am I doing? Like say, if somebody is going in a, there will be in a highways in the west, big highways, in the sides there will be bumpers. If somebody is sleeping while driving, then the car goes to the side, then it starts hitting the bumper. That. Immediately he wakes up and he understood, no, I'm going in a wrong side. And he again comes in the track and he'll be more attentive. Similarly, Bharat Maharaj was going wrong track. Immediately there was a bumper. The bumper is like he got a deer body. Then he understood his mistakes and comes back and he just becomes proper. So this is how the system is working. So and we'll see that at the time of death, the king saw that the deer was sitting by his side exactly like his own son and was lamenting his death. Actually, the mind of the king was absorbed in the body of a deer, and consequently, like those bereft of Krishna consciousness, he left the world and the deer and the metal body and acquired the body of a deer. However, there was no advantage. Although he lost his human body and received the body of a deer, he did not forget the incidents of his past life. There are differences between Bharat Maharaj acquiring a deer body and others acquiring different bodies according to their mental conditions at the time of death. After death, other forget everything that has happened in their past lives. But Bharat Maharaj did not forget. According to Bhagavad Gita, yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tyajanante kalevaram. So after quitting this body, person gets another body according to his mental condition at the time of death. At death, the person always thinks of that subject matter in which he has been engrossed in his life. According to this law, because Bharat Maharaj was always thinking of the deer and forgetting his worship of the Supreme Lord, he acquired the body of a deer. However, due to his having been elevated to the topmost planet of devote service, he did not forget the incident of his past life. This special benediction saved him from further deterioration. Due to his past activities in devotional service, he became determined to finish his devotional service even in the body of a deer. It is therefore said in this verse, Mritam, although he had died, Anu, afterwards, na mrita janmanu smarati itaravat. He did not forget the incidents of his past life as others forget them. As stated in Brahma Samhita, karman nirdahati kintuja bhakti bhajam. It is proved herein that due to the grace of Supreme Lord, a devotee is never vanquished. Due to his willful neglect of devotional service, a devotee may be punished for a short time, but he again revives his devotional service and return home back to Godhead. So, although the boy of a deer, Bharat Maharaj, due to his religious past life, understands of his birth in the body, considering his past and present life, he constantly repented his activities, speaking in the following ways. So this is actually the most important thing. So till now, it was one part. So this is a special concession for a devotee. Even if he attains a body that is non-human, by the grace of Supreme Lord, a devotee, he advances further in devotional service, whether he remembers his past life or by natural causes. It is not easy for a common man to remember his activities of his past life, but Bharatma remembers his past activity due to his great sacrifices and engagements in devotional service. I was hearing from devotees one time. Indradum Maharaj, he was uh, in Vrindavan, and he offered one lamp and he kept the lamp at the window. And one monkey came, it also took that same lamp and it also offered to the deity and kept and went. So this monkey is offering a lamp to the deity. How does it know that we have to offer lamb to the deity? Because it must be a devotee in the past life. So, so it remembers that this is what I am supposed to do. Here, now what Bharat Maharaj is praying, you see. In the body of a deer, Bharat Maharaj began to lament. What misfortune I have fallen from the path of the self realized. I gave up my real son's wife and home to advance in spiritual life. I took shelter in a solitary holy place in the forest. I became self controlled, self realized, and I engaged constant in devotional service, hearing, thinking, chanting, worshipping, and remembering the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. I was successful in my attempt, so much so that my mind was always absorbed in devotional service. However, due to my personal foolishness, my mind again became attached, this time to a deer. Now I have obtained the body of a deer and have fallen from my devotional practices. So this is what is execution of devotional service. Bharat could remember the activities of past life and how was raised the spirit. Due to his foolishness, he became attached to an Indian and fell down and had to accept the body of a deer. This is significant for every duty. See, Prabhupada's nice point. If you misuse our position and think that we are fully engaged in devotional service and do whatever we like, we have to suffer like Bharat Maharaj and be condemned to accept the type of a body that impairs our devotional service. Only the human form is able to execute devotional service. But if we voluntarily give up for sense gratification, we certainly have to be punished. This punishment is not exactly like that endured by an ordinary materialistic person. But by the grace of Supreme Lord, a devotee is punished in such a way that his eagerness to attain the lotus feet of Lord Vasudeva is increased. By his instant desire, he returns home in the next slide. Devotional service is very completely desirable here. Tad anu Shravana Manana Sankirtanadharananu Smaranabhiyogena. The constant hearing and chanting of the glories of Lord is recommended. Krishna says, Satatam Kirtayantoma. Those who take shelter in Krishna consciousness should be very careful that not a single moment is wasted and that not a single moment is spent without chanting and remembering Supreme Lord in his activities. By his own action, by the action of devotees, Krishna teaches us how to become cautious in devotional service through the medium of Bharat Maharaj. So, this is the point. Through the medium of Bharat Maharaj, Krishna teaches us that we must be careful in the discharge of devotional service. If we want to keep our minds completely fixed without deviation, we must engage them in devotion service full time. As far as the members of KRISKON are concerned, they have sacrificed everything to push on this Krishna conscious movement. Yet, they must take a lesson from the life of Bharat Maharaj to be very cautious and see that not a single moment is wasted frivolous talk, sleep, or ferocious eating. Eating is not prohibited, but if we eat ferociously, we shall certainly sleep more and then require sense gratification. Sense gratification ensures that we may be dragged to a lower form of life. In that way, our spiritual progress may be checked at least for the time being. The best course is to take advice of Rupa Goswami, Avyartha Kalatam. We should see that every moment of our life is utilized for the rendering of devotional service. Else, uh, this is secure position for one waiting to return home back to Godhead. So this is, I think, I have last verse. Okay, three verses are there. We'll complete. Although Bharat Maharaj received the body of deer, he constantly repented. He became completely detached from material things. He did not disclose these things to anyone, but he left his mother deer in a place known as Kalanjara mountain where he was born. He again went to the forest of Salagrama and he to the ashrama Pulasya and Pulaha. So it is significant that Maharaj Bharata, by the grace of Vasudeva, remembered his past life. He did not waste a moment. He returned to Pulaha ashram to the village known as Salagrama. Association is very meaningful. All therefore, ISKCON tries to perfect one who enters the society. The members of the society should always remember that the society is not like a free hotel. All the members should be very careful to execute their spiritual duties so that whoever comes will automatically becomes a devotee and will be able to return home back to Godhead in this very life. Although Bharat Maharaj acquired the body of a deer, he again left his heart and home. In the case Mount Kalanjara, no one should be captivated by his birthplace and family. One take shelter of the association of devotees and cultivate consciousness. Wow, such nice instructions in these words. Please meditate on them. So don't be attached to place of birth. Remaining in the ashram, the great king Bharat Maharaj was no Now, very careful not to fall victim to bad association. Without disclosing his past to anyone, he remained in that ashram and ate dry leaves only. He was not exactly alone, for he had the association of the super soul. In this way, he waited for the death in the body of a deer. Bathing in the holy place, he firmly gave up that body. Holy places like Vrindavan, Haridwar, Prayag, and Jagannath Puri are especially meant for executing devotional service. Vrindavan specifically is the most exalted and preferred holy place for Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are aspiring to return back to Godhead, the Vaikuntha planet. There are many devotees in Vrindavan who regularly bathe Yamunana, and this cleanses all the contamination of material world. By constantly chanting and hearing the holy names and pastimes of Supreme Lord, one certainly becomes purified and becomes fit candidate for liberation. However, if one purposefully falls victim to sense gratification, he has to be punished at least for one lifetime, like Bharat Maharaj. Doesn't the Bhaktivinoda purport of the fifth canto, eighth chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled "The Description of Characteristics of Bharat Maharaj"? So we successfully completed this chapter. Any questions before we end? Yeah, because poor signal voice is breaking. I'm sorry for that. Any questions, comments? Okay, thank you very much. We'll end here. निरंतर श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.